Welcome back to the Two Guys, Two Seamen podcast. Starting to be one guy, one seaman. It's lately, right, Chad?
Yep. Yep. It's it's we're always seem to be down 50% during the week.
But that's okay. It's um, the Kyle with two kids and no help, and Michael with a newborn. You know, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay. It's
It's
middle
bound
of
to
the week.
happen. It's bound to happen.
Yeah. um. So we're gonna recap week one of the NFL season and also preview tomorrow's Thursday night game between the Bills and the Dolphins. But first, it is September 11th. I don't know about you, Chad, but every year on this day, it it's never enough. It's sometimes people get to you know this day in history, and it's like, okay, I've heard about it enough, right? This is not one of those. This
Yeah.
is
No, it's definitely not.
This is a day that should never be forgotten, as the adage goes. But I don't know if we talked about it or not last year. Do you remember where you were when this happened?
Yeah, I was a freshman in high school. I was in my freshman English class, and they came on the announcement and said something about it, and then they put it on the TV, and it was right around like 9:30, I think. I forget what time the towers fell, but that's what I feel like it was. I still ran a cross country race that day. It was a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday, yeah, which is yeah, it was a Tuesday. Yeah, so I was in seventh grade, and I was at St. Barnabas, which does not exist anymore. But Miss Pandolfo's history class, coincidentally, is where I was sitting during the time, and principal came over the intercom and said that we were attacked as a nation, and um, I'm pretty sure the day went on as normal, but for some reason in my memory, I want to say we were sent home early, but that's foggy to me.
I did not
Um,
get sent home early on, unfortunately. I
yeah.
thought some people did who had family members in
Mhm,
New York City. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like World Trade Center. It could be like New York City
right,
because
right.
of the destruction that happened. Those towers falling. Um, yeah, I don't think most people stayed. Now around
Yeah.
here, it's a different story because
Right,
it's
because you're in Philadelphia right now. Yeah.
yeah, so it's very close. Everyone says, like all the schools got let out early, the bridges were closed, it was locked down, like pretty pretty crazy.
So the North Tower was hit at 8:46 in the morning, and then I believe it was 9:03. The South Tower was hit. Um, the Pentagon was at 9:36 or 7, somewhere around there. Um, South Tower collapsed first, right before 10 o'clock, and then Flight 93 was a couple minutes after that collapsed, and then the North Tower collapsed around 10:30. So that's kind of the timeline of things.
Fucking crazy. Still,
But
it
yeah,
still boggles
it's
my mind, like that shit actually happened.
yeah, and I just talked to David about it today, and I kind of taught him about what happened. Because obviously he wasn't around then. Kind of the same way my parents taught me about Pearl Harbor. Now, obviously Pearl Harbor was a different scale. Um, there was already a world war going on at the time.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit different. But this was an opportunity for me to teach David about this, and he seemed to grasp it pretty well. He just didn't understand why people don't have parachutes on planes. And I tried to explain to him that they do on military planes, just not, and maybe personal planes, private planes, but not commercial airlines. So yeah, and I found out just quickly. I found out that another family that I know of, don't know them personally. She has a teenage daughter, and all of her friends, they know nothing about 9/11. How's this
That's
possible?
crazy. It's
How,
crazy.
I don't know. Is it not being taught?
I don't
Like I
think,
don't.
because it's not a holiday. So if it's not a holiday, they don't it doesn't mean anything. And if it
Pearl Harbor's
happened,
not a holiday. December 7th's not a holiday, but you know, I don't know.
I
It
don't
just
know.
blew my mind. Blew my mind when I found that out. That's nuts. But um, so yeah, 23 years ago. That's, man, like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. It does feel like a lifetime ago.
All right, so 23 years later, something else is memorialized today, more on a light note, funny note. Um, so I just found out about this 25 minutes ago, that there was some Shannon Sharp news that happened today, and apparently he went live on Instagram earlier today while he was fucking.
Whoops.
And I saw like a video where like his phone's like down on a counter or something. And you just hear audio. And then currently right now his podcast with Ocho is live, and he actually came out and admitted to it that that's what it was, blah blah blah. Um
It's
so
not even like a bad thing. It's like nice.
no, it's not. It's not. But he works for Disney essentially, because Disney owns ESPN, right?
Yes, that's
Um,
true.
so
You
he,
could be fired at any moment. They'll fire
yeah,
anybody. They've proved it.
yeah, which is nuts. Um,
It's
but good for him, man. He's 56,
yeah.
two artificial hips. Good for him. You
Congrats
know.
on the sex.
All right, let's get to real football. Real football. All right, week 1 started with the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Ravens, and came down to the final play where Isaiah Likely caught a pass in the end zone, and after review, his toe was on the out of bounds line.
Yep.
Very, very, very unfortunate. Because remember they called it a touchdown, and Harbaugh was like, he put up 2 fingers. He wanted to go for the win.
Yeah.
You know,
I figured
which
they
I
were
would have
gonna
loved
try
to
to
have
do
seen
that.
that. But
But I mean,
um,
like the play before, he missed
oh,
Zay
dude,
Flowers wide open in the
I,
end zone, and I know he was running. I know he
mm-hmm,
was throwing against the
across
body.
his body. Yep.
So, but you are an NFL quarterback that has been in the league for, or I forget how many years, at least six,
6 or 7. Yeah,
6 or 7.
something like that.
You have to make that throw. It's like, and then
He's had an entire career of throwing on the run. Like,
yeah,
that's what he does. People have always given him crap about pocket passing, not throwing on the run. Um, but it's
week 1.
people made a big deal about it. It's, yeah, should he have made that play? Sure, but how many times can I go back through Brett Favre's career? How many plays of that exact kind of throw did he make, and it got picked off more times than it was incomplete?
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to any quarterback in history and just nitpick like that. It's week 1. It's not a big deal.
It's not.
Now, if this is a consistent thing throughout the season, then obviously it will become a big deal. But
it's something he can work on.
Yeah.
Got real life actual football, so he can actually see what he needs to work on. Since nobody plays in the preseason anymore.
Well, some people might want to start playing in the preseason because some of these week 1 games were really bad.
Yeah. It was very clear that no one had actually played football in like 6 months.
Now, Chad, I don't know if you remember my stance on international football. I don't agree with it. I understand why the NFL is doing it, but I don't agree with it.
It's global. Yeah. It's globalization. They want to make more money. They want to expand to more countries so they can make more money. But at what fucking cost? That field was fucking dog fucking shit.
It's because it's a soccer field. It is not an American football field. So that is the problem.
If they are going to be making contracts with these stadiums, they need to guarantee grass football fields.
Yeah.
Not football fields, American football fields.
Because the Green Bay and Philadelphia game was just, right out the gate, people slipping.
Yeah, it's who could slip the least is who scored.
Yeah, and the first quarter, the Eagles were slipping all over the place, but the Packers weren't. And then it was like after the first quarter, then it started to become more even. I don't know how that's possible.
Change cleats.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know how you weren't slipping at all as as a team for the Packers in the first quarter, but then the rest of the game you were. Why? I don't know.
Conditions probably got worse, but the Eagles changed their cleats.
Drop. Yeah,
and it evened out probably.
Because they did mention that the feel of the field it's similar to how Lambeau Field is a lot. So that's part of the reason why the Packers weren't affected too much at the beginning. But again, the temperature started dropping, I think. And I know this from a soccer field standpoint. At breaks, like, soccer obviously has time differently, but when they at the end of the first half, they water the grass. They water it in soccer. So I don't know if they do that here at this game. I don't know if that happened, because at halftime the it's not on the field. It's they're in the booth or in the studio or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a good game overall. It came down to the last drive, and unfortunately for myself and the rest of the Packer fans, Jordan Love got hurt and sprained his MCL.
What a shame.
And is, obviously when you sprain your MCL, they say 4 to 6 weeks. Though, Love is still not ruled out for this Sunday. So, I don't. It's got to be mind games. It's got to be mind. It's got to be mind games. So the Colts prepare for them.
You're not gonna send out your franchise quarterback with a sprained MCL and let him go fucking tear it.
No, yeah,
there's no way.
They have a pretty, I'd say, easy schedule over the next 3 weeks. As far as the team goes, who they're playing, just just rest them.
Malik Willis, though.
No, I know that. This is Josh Jacobs should get 30 carries a game.
He's gonna need it if they want to win.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing the Panthers, and then it's an automatic W.
No, we don't get that lucky. they at least give us some competition on our schedule. I think we got the Colts this week, and then I think it's at Tennessee, which could be a Willis, back in Tennessee kind of game. And then
Revenge
Minnesota
game.
after that.
Oh, you're definitely not beating Minnesota if you don't have Jordan Love. I can tell you
It's
that
the
much.
Josh Jacobs versus Aaron Jones game.
Sam Darnold didn't look too bad, so.
No, he did not.
But this game, fucking Saquon, 3 touchdowns, rubs it in all of the Giants fans' faces, over 100 yards rushing. Like, what the fuck were you doing, Giants? Like,
player of the week of week 1.
Yep,
he was named. So
you all said that he was washed, that you didn't want him anymore, that's you didn't want to re-sign him because he's washed. Well, it turns out he just needed a good team and a good offensive line. And I assume that there's shit for brains going on up there because they gave Daniel Jones a massive contract
and
did not pay Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
Smart.
I don't know how you make that decision. I don't know. It blew my mind too, but I'm sure the fans in Philadelphia are very happy, at least after week 1.
Oh,
now,
very happy. Well, no, not so much. They're still a little hung up on Jalen Hurts. He didn't look too great.
No. I'm saying happy they have Saquon.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
saying
happy they are ecstatic. They love Saquon.
Yes. I'm not saying as a team as a whole. I'm saying Saquon.
I mean, he's coming back home. He went to Penn State.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it was a good game, and that's what you want. It sucks that a game like this couldn't have happened in Philly.
Yeah, it would have been an amazing game to have for the home fans.
Yep.
And
that's the if you want to do the preseason internationally, go right ahead.
Absolutely.
Go right ahead. And it's just like the whole thing about players not playing in the preseason to get hurt. Well, why are players, they don't want to go to another country, can't leave the hotel because of the crime around the hotel. They can't, and now they're playing on a slippery ass soccer field. They're going to get hurt. And unfortunately Jordan Love got hurt. Other players got hurt during the game too. So I've always disagreed with it. I think it's stupid. I understand why they're doing it, but it's still preseason fine.
There's a lot of people taking this stance with us online, and the NFL has said nothing. I mean, they have like big media, big J journalists, talking about how much of a terrible idea this was, how poorly it went with the field conditions and like the stadium being and the hotel being around just a shit ton of crime. And they have said absolutely nothing.
Yeah. What
they should do is say, all right, well, let's cool it with the fucking international games and only have like, we could compromise. We could send Jacksonville to fucking London.
Yeah. Send them over there. They love it. They love the Jaguars over there.
Yeah. So we'll just leave it like that. We can figure it out. Or just don't have international games.
I'm okay with that too.
Just have them in the preseason. Like you said, preseason.
And you know what this is going to do, right? This is going to open up the other leagues because they're going to look at the ratings and they're going to see that the Packers and Eagles game blew ratings out the ass, and now they're going to start looking. They've probably already looked into it, to be honest, but data like that where the ratings are great is going to help them decide, okay, we should do this too. An NBA game, in Europe or South America, or a Major League Baseball game. It's just like it's not going to end. It's just going to
No.
keep getting bigger and bigger. I don't even want to put it out there, but it was the Eagles and Packers had to stay in their hotel because of crime. If something catastrophic happened to one of these teams because of this, could you imagine?
Goodell would have to resign.
I think he would be criminally charged too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Knowingly putting your your people, I guess, I don't even know how to put it, but your teams out in danger. It's just
For a buck.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You just want the money.
As if he needs any more money.
He doesn't. He just got a new
he's
contract.
already stealing. Yeah, he's already stealing money as it is, so all right. Let's get to some of the Sunday games.
Yeah, let's do it.
Probably not touch base on all of them, but
let's just go
a few
through.
of
Let's
them.
just go through them.
Go through them all.
Just,
all right.
Just quick. We'll go quick through them.
Yeah. Okay. You want to take the first one since
yeah,
that's your boy?
I only got to watch Red Zone this weekend, unfortunately, and I was like half and half. I wasn't watching it, and I was watching it. I was at a birthday party at a country club. So really, I had my phone out with Red Zone on the table watching it. And my wife's just like, okay, this is my life now. So Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Pittsburgh surprised us pretty much, I think all of us, and beat Atlanta. And Atlanta did not look good. And Kirk did not look good. It may be Russ because he's coming off the Achilles, but also Russell Wilson in full pads on the sideline, inactive.
Last minute inactive too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Mike Tomlin loves drama. That's why he gets all these players that have drama around them.
Antonio Brown.
Who was
the linebacker that they had?
Shazier.
Perfect. No, was it Perfect? Oh no, that was Cincinnati. That was Cincinnati.
The running back for the Steelers. Not Kareem Hunt, Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. I was going back further than that, but yeah, Le'Veon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know why they had him inactive, but Justin Fields, I guess, is serviceable. They won.
Yeah, Atlanta's defense is questionable. The whole thing about Kirk, he is coming off that injury, and it's a new team, new system, new team, new players. You got to have time to mesh with those, and we saw it, and we'll touch base on it, but we saw it with Monday night. If you're coming off an injury and you have new players that you haven't played with yet, it's tough to get acclimated. And you have to rely on your defense to kind of help. And their defense did pretty good. They only gave up 18.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think it was just poor offense on both sides, pretty much.
Yeah. But Mike Tomlin will somehow find a way
9-8
to go 9-8. Yep.
Like clockwork.
To me, as far as score-wise, this was the biggest surprise. Not who won, but biggest surprise as far as how close it was. Buffalo and Arizona. Buffalo won 34-28. I don't know.
They were down.
Kyler Murray looked good.
He
looked good.
Too.
Yeah, they were down 17, right?
They were down decent. I don't remember how much, but they were down a decent amount. And Kyler Murray did look good.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the Call of Duty, he still has 2 months before the new Call of Duty, so
I shit you not.
Good football.
I'm watching this with one of the dance dads, and and I'm like, oh wait, why is that kid on the field? It was Kyler Murray. He just looked so small on my phone that I thought he was a fucking kid out there running around.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did look good. Josh Allen picked it up in the second half, I guess.
Hey,
Figured it out.
At that first half, it looked rough. It's like, okay, he doesn't have a number one. It's Josh Allen or nothing, and it looked bad in the first half, but that second half, that just
Yeah.
it solidified that he's a top tier quarterback.
Yeah.
He needs to lay off on the head dives into the end zone because
he's fucking crazy like that.
one shot to the head, the back of the head, or a knee, because your
Oh
knees are
yeah,
fully
Wentz.
exposed.
Remember Wentz?
Yeah,
Did that?
yeah. So, he's still a young guy, but he's approaching 30, so might want to be careful with that. All right. Probably one of the greatest pictures, the greatest picture from the weekend, happened in the Tennessee-Chicago game.
Oh.
Will Levis did a shuffle pass to try to throw the ball out of bounds, and unfortunately it was picked off and returned for a touchdown. And his reaction when he threw the pick, he's on both knees and he just has his hands on his head like that, and it was just, the picture is phenomenal.
It's just oh, it's just a natural reaction to what he could not.
Yeah, I'm
he
not gonna
could
get
not
up and do anything
believe
about it. I'm just gonna watch it happen.
could not believe he had just done that. So much so that in an NFL game he surrender Cobra.
I just put the picture in there so you can see it.
I watched that video like 10 times. It's
Yeah.
just so good.
All right. But Caleb Williams, he had some throws that,
He wasn't good.
didn't,
He was
didn't
bad.
look good.
Chicago Bears defense was good and helped them win the game.
Yes. But again, it's a rookie,
Right.
It's he's not gonna. It's not Jaden Daniels. I'm gonna tell you right now. Jaden Daniels is gonna win Rookie of the Year. If Caleb Williams can't play any better.
Hell yeah.
Biggest surprise of the weekend is the next game.
Oh, absolutely.
Last week placed a bet on DraftKings for the New England Patriots to go 0-17, and I lost the bet week 1.
Yep. Shocker.
Just an absolute disaster by Cincinnati. People have said, and they had some standing with saying Joe Burrow's a top quarterback. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. You sucked so bad, and you lose to the Patriots. The Patriots. This isn't Tom Brady. This isn't Belichick. This is, I don't even know what it is, but it's the Patriots.
It's Jacoby Brissett time.
An absolute disaster, but
Cincinnati always gets off to a slow start with Joe Burrow.
It's true, but
give it one more game. We'll see one more game. It's week 1.
Their next game is at Kansas City. No. Their next game's at Kansas City.
What's the game after that?
The Commanders and then the Panthers.
There we go. There we go. Slow start, but then they get those easy ones. Unless they pull
Chiefs, Commanders, Panthers, Ravens. That's their next 4. So
the true test will be the Ravens.
And the Chiefs.
Well, that's early on season.
Okay. All right. Week 5 is not early, but week 2 is early.
Very early.
Okay. All right. Houston and Indianapolis. That was a great game. Houston won by 2, and it was good showing by Indianapolis. It was wasn't bad. Looked good. Anthony Richardson, not great, but not terrible.
See that pass? 65 yards in the air.
Yes, dude.
Oh my God.
A rocket.
Oh my.
And right in the hands. I mean,
it was perfect.
Perfection.
65 yards in the air, the 3rd longest completion in NFL history. I
Joe
saw
Mixon
that.
looked pretty good in a Texan uniform, didn't he?
Hell yeah, he did. He fucking won my Dynasty League game for me.
But 30 carries. He can't do that all season. They got to figure
No,
out.
no,
They got to figure
no.
something else out. But it worked for that game. All right.
Do they still have Damon Pierce?
Uh,
He's been hurt a lot.
let's see. Depth chart. They do. Yep. Says he's there.
They need to use him more. He was good.
All right. On to the game that had the most pregame coverage: the Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins, because of what happened to Tyreek Hill, and get more on that later. But what do you think about this one?
I hated it. I thought it was just sloppy by both sides. Other than like Tyreek Hill's like huge touchdown catch.
Then a celebration.
Both teams. I mean, Jacksonville looked like they were gonna run away with it, and then they just second half they pulled the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And just like forgot how to play football and let Miami win. That's pretty much what happened. It was bad. It was
Well,
bad
when
to
you give
watch.
up 200-yard games to the two best receivers on the other side,
Yeah.
you're bound to lose. And then the biggest dumpster fire in NFL history: the Carolina Panthers and the Saints. Saints with the highest output of points this week, but it's the Panthers.
Bryce Young's very bad.
Yes. So is the owner of the Panthers, and it's been brought up this week that the NFL should step in, all the other owners, and force this guy out, because this guy is a
Hard to
terrible
do.
person.
It's
I
hard to
know,
do.
I know it's hard to do,
You
but
saw how long it took for them to get Dan Snyder out of there? Took them years. And this dude has a fucking shit ton of money.
yeah,
David
I
Tucker,
know.
there's no fucking way. He's one of the richest dudes in the NFL. Good luck. Ain't gonna happen. He'll throw a fucking drink on you. You try to do that. He'll come and take your hat
So
off.
throw it on Jerry Jones. Yeah. I'd pay to see that one.
Hell yeah.
All right, and then the last 1 o'clock game from Sunday, the Vikings just absolutely obliterated the Giants, but that was expected.
The Giants are absolute dumpster fire. It's very bad. Daniel Jones looks worse than Bryce Young.
I hope those two teams don't play each other this year.
Oh, Giants,
Because
Panthers. Oh, the toilet bowl.
they do. Oh, they do. Oh, they do. Sunday, November 10th at 9:30 a.m. Oh, that's got to be in a different country. It's got to be
Oh,
in London. Oh, Munich. It's
oh,
in Germany.
oh, poor Germany. You get our two worst.
Oh my God. Maybe we can convince the Germans to take ownership of both of those teams. Just keep them over there. Create their own league by themselves.
Yeah, and they can have Jacksonville there in London.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Start a secondary. They could do like soccer does.
Oh, they
They
can
could have,
relegation.
yes, they can have the relegation teams over in Europe. And if you fuck up as bad as they have, then you get sent to Europe to play.
Oof.
That'd be good. I'd love to see that, because then we get all the shitty teams out of the United States.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
On to the
Sam
afternoon.
Darnold looked good.
He did. Yep. He did.
He's one of the highest rated quarterbacks of week 1. I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but it's good it's good to see.
Aaron Jones looked good.
Aaron Jones did look good. I'm very happy with that. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know how he would be after, all the injuries he's had and his age getting up there. But he did really well. It was awesome. Once again, I didn't really get to fucking watch it, but
Yeah. Well, I saw his touchdown run. That was nice. Pretty much walked in.
yeah.
But so did the other touchdown scores. They just walked in against that defense.
Yeah.
All right, and then we had Jim Harbaugh's first game back in the NFL with the Chargers. Not a good showing. Not good. It did not look good. I watched this game. It was not good.
No.
No, dude, they looked bad. It was
Worse than
Herbert
Brandon
was
Staley?
no, I don't think anybody could be worse than that. Um, at least in the modern era in the last 10 years. But Herbert was awful. Just he threw for less than 150. Now I know you're not throwing. Who is he throwing to? I get that, right?
Right.
But he's talented enough to be able to get more than 144 yards. You would think. J.K. Dobbins did great for him though. 135 yards.
I knew he'd be used a lot. I mean, it's Jim Harbaugh, so
Yeah. And that that's what Jim Harbaugh does. He runs the football, he plays good defense, and he doesn't really want to throw the football.
but he has Justin Herbert. He can fucking throw it, sling it.
But again, who's he throwing it to? That's the problem. Your leading receiver was McConkey, which is their I don't know what he is on the depth chart, but is he their listed as their number one? I don't. No, he's listed as their second. So
who's their first?
Well, actually, he might have been. Let's see. Their first is Joshua Palmer, who's been there.
Yeah.
He's been there for a little bit. But I don't know. Who's he throwing to?
Right.
And then I remember them. I remember on the next game. I remember commentators saying they'd have to go back in the history books to see if this has ever happened before. I don't know. I never heard the answer because red zone was just skipping. Seattle got the Broncos, excuse me, right?
Yeah, I think they
Broncos
got
two safeties in the first half.
Yeah. Crazy.
I don't know if that's ever happened before, or if it has, it's been a very long time because I don't remember it ever happening.
So the NFL record for most safeties in a game is 3, but I don't know about a half.
Yeah. People can look that up on their own.
Actually, if it's 3, then it could that
would have been tied. Well, unless yeah, it'd be tied at the least.
Yeah.
All right. And then we had the first Tom Brady announcing game between the Cowboys and the Browns.
Did you listen to it?
I did. I had it on. I had Red Zone on, but I had that game on mainly because I wanted to hear how Tom Brady did. I think we've gotten spoiled by Tony Romo and how good he was, but people don't remember Tony Romo's first couple games. It's a new thing, He's not going to be spectacular this first game. He had some moments where he's like, he called out Micah Parsons was going to do this certain move and sack the quarterback, and he did. It was just, by coincidence, I think.
I did see that one.
Yeah, so he's going to have moments just like Romo does, but I mean, it was okay. He was all right. It wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't bad either.
Well, I mean, Dak got paid right before the game.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah, I mean it's not a surprise, right? I mean it it's a surprise that it took so long. I don't, you paid him what you paid him. Why couldn't you do that 6 months ago or a year ago?
Yeah, to
You
make a
know?
spectacle of it, but then Tyreek stole the show.
Yes, he did. um, but so Dallas won 33-17, and Cleveland looked awful. Now, to be fair, Dallas's front seven is unbelievable. I
Yeah.
get that, right? And they have two of the best corners too. So really, their front nine, if you want to get technical, um, it was just unbelievable. I get that they're one of the best defenses in the league, but Cleveland looked like they didn't want to play football. And Deshaun Watson, he's got to go. It's done. There's no fixing this now. He's had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and he just looks terrible. He just looks bad.
Yeah, he needs to be uh cut. I think they just need to cut him, just like Denver did with Russell Wilson. Just fucking cut him. Like, he is, not only is he not a good person, he's not good at football. He doesn't
Yeah.
even want to be out there.
It's
Like, that's
so
what it was like last year, and then he hurt himself.
yeah. I don't agree with the analogy I'm about to bring up because I heard this today. Somebody compared Watson to Tiger Woods when it came to Tiger Woods in that car accident, right? You had this major and the scandal of cheating on his wife and everything, right? You had all this scandals going on, okay? And
Uh-huh.
then it kind of turned. Tiger Woods didn't play the same after that, you know, kind of like Watson. People forget right before all that sexual assault stuff came up, Watson was the third best quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
you know, so but to just I said I don't agree with the analogy. People were making that analogy. Um, but
Tiger, I mean, won the Masters after he
that's
came back.
true.
So this
It's
analogy,
that was
Watson
like 8 years later though.
has to win.
Um, maybe Watson will win a Super Bowl for somebody in 5 years from now. Not gonna happen, but
Yeah, I guess we're
wishful
not talking
thinking.
about realistic things. He's going to win a Super Bowl with the Vikings. If we want to go really unrealistic.
Well, he might not be allowed in the NFL anymore because another sexual assault claim has been made against him today.
This one's
Um,
bad. This one's like real bad.
yeah,
Like, he raped her.
it's yeah, yeah.
But
It's like
why hasn't there been criminal charges that happened in fucking 2020? And now they
and
just
what
want
took.
money?
See, I don't want to get into the whole ordeal of victim blaming. I don't want to do that. But what took you so long? These allegations started 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Where were you? Why did you wait an extra year and a half or 2 years? Why? I,
Right.
I, I don't know. To be singled out, to be separated from the rest, so more eyes are on your case and not scrambled up with the rest of them. You know.
I guess it
Um,
doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make any sense.
I just this has got to be the worst deal in NFL history for ROI, return on investment. This at the time, right before Dak's contract, he was the highest paid quarterback. It's like, and you got nothing.
So we got to remember, didn't Baker go to Cleveland?
He did.
And didn't they just
They
let
got rid
him?
of him to get Watson. Yep.
And now Baker is doing great
Driving.
down in. I mean,
They
it's
also,
because it's the quarterback position in the Browns is cursed, no matter what. There
though,
has been
now
no.
I know he got hurt, but Joe Flacco was great last year for them.
Yeah, but that was like
I know
a
it's
a
flash in the
wish.com
pan. I
type
got
thing
yeah,
for the Browns because they
yeah.
lost Nick Chubb and they're like, well, there's no way. So they're like, it's crazy that they won that many games. I mean, it was the defense that
Well, yeah. They
and
have the best defensive player in the league, in my opinion. In Myles Garrett, but yeah, I mean, it's also too. That's a tough city, dude. Once you're on the bad side of the fans, that's it. You can't go
yeah.
anywhere because you'll get ridiculed so bad, so bad. We just mentioned Baker Mayfield, and he took care of business against the Commanders. Um,
I don't know why we've
Pretty
been
good game.
surprised by it. I don't know why we keep getting surprised by Baker being good because he was pretty good last year. I mean, he took him to the playoffs. I don't know why I don't know if it's just me. I keep forgetting, but I'm gonna stop underestimating Baker Mayfield from now on. I mean, I picked Tampa
Yeah.
to win, obviously, but
hmm Yeah, and on the other side, Jaden Daniels didn't look bad. I mean,
his line
he
sucks.
yeah. Oh God, yeah. It's one of the
He was
worst.
running for his fucking life. Every time a red zone
Yeah,
was on, he was running for his fucking life.
yeah. But he had a great game. His first NFL game.
Yeah.
He did pretty good. He had over 180 yards passing. He almost had 100 yards rushing.
I think he's way better
Um,
than fucking Caleb Williams.
I I said it from the get go. From when he was at LSU. I don't know why anybody would take Caleb Williams over him. I said it last year. It didn't make sense. Um, I don't know, but again, we said it earlier. It was Caleb Williams' first game. This is Jaden's first game. They could flip for next week.
Yeah, but
You know,
if you look at what Caleb Williams, his weapons that he's been given compared to fucking what Jaden Daniels has been given, I'm glad
no,
I picked Rookie of the Year is going to be Jaden Daniels. I'm glad I picked him because he's gonna
yeah,
fucking do it.
yeah. He's I don't know where McLaurin was. I mean, a no show by him.
He was probably
Uh,
getting. He probably had who and Antoine Winfield. Is he still there?
I think so. Pretty sure he is.
Who's there? Do they have a top tier corner that could shut him down? I don't remember Tampa's defense too well.
Jamel Dean. Yeah. Christian Isaiah. Don't know who that is. Jamel Dean, though. I
Yeah,
mean, we know about him. Antoine Winfield.
he's
He
safety,
is
right?
there. He's a safety, though. He also got hurt too in that game. But anyway, yeah, I know Jaden Daniels has less to work with, but um, he's to me by far way more talented.
Absolutely.
Way more talented. All right, on to the Sunday night game. Rams at the Lions.
What a good game.
Another good game.
What a good
It was
game.
good.
Oh,
It was.
dude, when Jared Goff saw it go tails, he's like, "Fuck yes!" He walked away. He didn't even say receive. He had to go back
Yep.
and tell him.
Yep. And so did I don't know why I keep forgetting his damn name. The coach.
Sean McVay.
No, Lions coach.
Oh, Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Yeah, Dan Campbell's face was priceless too when they won the toss. He just smiled ear to ear, like he just
Yeah,
knew.
I would love it. And David Montgomery is just sitting on the sideline. He's like, "I'm ready. I'm gonna fuck these guys up."
Yeah, Cooper Cup was amazing. He just
Incredible.
continues to impress. It sucks that they lost Puka though. Um,
Yeah, out 4 weeks on IR.
yeah, at
Sucks.
least 4 weeks, at least. So it's Cooper Kupp or bust now. They'll need more from Williams out of the backfield.
Yeah.
If they're gonna succeed at all. But yeah, it was a good game. Definitely a good game to watch.
Quiet game from Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Very quiet, and so DraftKings put a bet out for Puka Nacua and St. Brown to combine for 150 yards, which you would think would be an easy bet to win, right, with those two. But because Puka got hurt, DraftKings actually refunded that bet, which is, you don't get that very often.
No, it was nice to see.
It was nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just game planned for Brown, and that's why. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Jameson Williams, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was
I have him in my
phenomenal.
Dynasty League. He is
Oh, do you?
great.
Yeah.
I've been stashing him for a long time because he's been hurt and suspended and all yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think he's in his third year now. He's finally gonna fucking pop off.
Yeah, he looked good. He looked
Yeah.
good. He had that long one. Was that the touchdown? I think.
Yeah,
It's like
or the
50
stop
yards.
and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. The dude pass interference. He fucking grabbed the shit out of him, but Jameson
Mhm.
still kept going.
All right, and then one of the more anticipated games for Week 1 was the Jets at the 49ers. Was Aaron Rodgers going to play more than 4 snaps? What was the Jets going to look like? And they look like a team that hasn't played together.
They had one good drive.
One good drive, and that was a solid drive.
It was a solid drive.
Rodgers made some Roger throws. That one where he sidearmed it, and it just right into the guy. I mean, just right over the defender's arm.
His arm is still
beautiful.
there. His arm
It
is
is.
definitely still there.
But you could tell he did not trust that calf at all. He could not move to save his life. Now, it also looks like you can't move when you have Nick Bosa and Fred Warner coming after you.
Yes.
And that defense is just relentless.
It is.
Relentless.
The San Francisco defense is amazing. Christian McCaffrey surprise inactive. That was sweet. I'm glad I didn't have him in fantasy.
Gym. And then they found another gym.
And Jordan Mason.
Kyle Shanahan knows how to find them, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to fucking run when there's fucking gaping holes that they fucking create with their offensive line. I could have fucking ran for at least 50 yards myself. That's how big these fucking holes were. I mean, they were just bullying the fucking Jets. I mean, Brock Purdy didn't look great.
No, I mean, it had a pretty
it's Week 1. Not
pretty average game. Yeah.
Whatever. We'll see. I just need to do something. Because
yes. Well, I think
they got fucking steamrolled.
So Robert Saleh came out and he said that I'm going to fix the defense. We'll get it fixed. I'm not worried about the offense. Because I think he's not worried about it because he's putting it all on Rodgers to fix it, or to get it going. And I think it will.
To move at all in the pocket, out of the pocket.
But you have a stud wide receiver.
Yep.
You have a stud running back, and you have a pretty solid tight end. So it's just a matter of time. I think it'll be just fine.
Yeah,
they just got to clean up that defense.
The better they'll click. It just takes time that they haven't had since they lost him last year.
So some things never change with our weekly picks, and we You, Michael, and myself, we each had 11 wins out of what 16. So that's pretty good. 11 and 5.
Not 16. We'll count
Is
14.
that?
14
Oh, that's
because
14. You're
we're
right.
not
Yeah, yeah,
counting
yeah.
in
Because we
the
didn't do the first 2 games.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's actually better. Yeah, 11 out of 14. It's pretty good. And then our dear friend, our dear pal Kyle.
Hey, you know what? I will say above 500.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way to start the season. that's that's
He's
right.
only
He had a
only
lot
two
of
behind. Usually he's
he had
like
a,
4 or 5. So
yeah, yeah. He had a lot of 8 and 8s last year. He was like the Cowboys there for that year, those 3 or 4 years. 8 and 8, a lot. um, he did pick the Giants to win, so that was
very questionable. Very
yeah.
questionable. I question his loyalty if he was trying to be loyal to Daniel Jones being the MVP or if he's loyal to the Vikings. I don't know. I just that's a hell of a thing to pick, especially for the survivor pool as well. That I just why?
Yeah, so we thanks to Chad, we started a survivor pool this year, and if you're unfamiliar with it, you just pick one team to win that week, but you can't pick that team for the rest of the year. And Kyle picked the Giants.
Yep.
And Michael picked the Bengals, which it seemed like a safe pick. Um,
Yep,
but
it did.
that was bad. You had picked the Saints.
It's just
Clearly,
easy.
obviously, why? They played the Panthers.
Yep.
And then I picked the Bills because I just how do you believe in Kyler Murray and the Cardinals at all? I was real nervous in that first half.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Real nervous, but got the win there. And I've already made my picks for this upcoming week because obviously I wanted to get it done before tomorrow. And I didn't want to forget about it. So my sleeper team for what the hell just happened? Oh, there it is. My sleeper team this week is the Chargers because they are playing the Panthers. So
Yep,
it's
that is
that's
also my pick.
that's who I'm going with this week. I think I might just
Because
pick whoever plays the Panthers.
that was my game
Uh,
plan.
okay. Or the Giants.
We
I
might
could flip
just at
flop.
the end
You know.
if we never lose, then we just give them. Kyle gives you the money and Michael gives me the money, and then
Yeah,
we
there you
call it
go.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a shame that they're out week 1 though. I was really hoping that they would have stuck through at least through 1 week.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think Kyle's gonna be doing that ever again.
making that bad of a pick or doing this?
Doing the survivor pool.
All right. Okay. So on to Thursday night. Tomorrow night should be a good one. Josh Allen and the Bills at Tua and the Dolphins. Now, Josh Allen has a 6-1 record against Tua, which is when I looked that up today. That was didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty
pretty
shocking.
impressive. But the way the Dolphins can score and throw the football, you're going to have to keep up. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a shootout. I don't know if the Bills have enough to keep up. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a tough game. Because the Dolphins being at home, I really like if the Bills were at home, I'd be picking the Bills right now. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Dolphins, yeah, I think the Dolphins probably squeak out a win on this one.
Yeah, I have the Dolphins in this as well. I think that I think they win by 10. I think it'll be they'll pull away in the fourth. I think Hill will obviously get over 100 yards, and I think he'll get 2 touchdowns this week. Michael picked the Bills to win this game, and we have not gotten a pick out of Kyle yet. So, his, you'd like to guess at what he would do, but it just,
Yeah,
I would think he would roll with Josh Allen and the Bills, but I don't know. It's hard to pick his brain on these. But we'll get an answer. I'll get it in the books before the kickoff. All right. So speaking of the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill, Sunday morning he was detained. He was then pulled out of his car, put face down on the concrete, put in handcuffs, and then there was some video footage from a passerby, and then man, it didn't take long for that body camera footage to be released, did it?
No, it did not.
It was very quick. Um, I have my thoughts on this, and I want to know what your thoughts on this is too, as far as what was revealed from the body cam.
So, I mean, Tyreek should probably just roll down his window, but that officer was looking to fight somebody. It was clear that he was like, because Tyreek just said, speeding, just give me the ticket and let me go. And the cop's like, no, that's not the way this works. Blah, blah, blah. And he just has, like going on a power trip. This guy in this Lambo's like give him, rolling up his window and fucking with him. And how the fuck do you not know who fucking Tyreek Hill is? If you're a fucking cop in Miami, how the fuck is that goddamn possible at all? I guess beside the point, but
Well, maybe the you could tell that the cop was Hispanic, right?
yeah,
He might not be a fan of football. He might
could
not
be.
know. I mean, it's
But
possible.
you still know, like he's in the news a lot.
You would think, especially recently, because his house caught on fire during the
House caught
summer.
on fire.
You
He
know?
has like 17 baby mamas. He's
Yeah.
like 45 kids. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's he's he talks shit to the fucking track and field people all the time. Like I don't know. I thought that he was that cop just wanted to fucking pull him out and fucking handcuff him and talk shit because he was talking shit to him too. Because
Mm-hmm.
he said, hey, watch out! I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee. He said, oh yeah, did you just have surgery on your ears because you can't fucking listen?
Yeah.
Like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. So I when this first broke, I was like, okay, what did Tyreek do? He must have done something that, pushed the cop over the edge. It's because I'd say more times than not, that's what happens. Somebody is stupid and they say something or they do something that causes the reaction of the police to do what they did. Um, Not this time. This time was different, and this police officer was on a power trip. He has a God complex. He can do no wrong, this police officer, um, in his mind. So, couple things. First off, I get it. Tyreek Hill, he broke the law. Okay, he broke the law. He was speeding. There's reports that he was doing 100 and a 55. I don't know if those reports are true. That is criminal speeding if that is true. But Did he break the law? Sure. That's fine. Give him a ticket, let him go. Right? That's what Hill actually asked for. Give him a ticket,
Yeah.
let him go. That's actually. So I have. I'd have to look up the name of it again. I don't remember, but I have an app on my phone that if I ever have interaction with the police, I hit a button. I open the app. I hit a button. It automatically gets an attorney for me. Automatically. They don't ask questions. They automatically defend me and make sure I don't do or say anything stupid. Right? Now, here's the thing. I haven't been pulled over in 15 years. So the chances of that happening, not very good. But what it says in this app is exactly what Tyreek did. Give him your ID, close the window, don't say anything. You don't have to keep your window open. You don't. Now, is it a dick move? Sure. Make the process go a little bit faster.
Sure.
You should probably keep the window open. But legally, you don't have to. If you gave him your ID, technically you don't even have to hand over your ID. I guess it depends on the state, maybe, but you don't even have to hand it.
It's best not to mess around with those state laws.
It's probably better.
It's probably better just to arrest you if you don't do it.
Technically, he could have been arrested for criminal speeding anyway.
But they did not, because they visually said that he was going 60 miles an hour. They did not get him on radar, so that shit would have been thrown out in court immediately.
Well, yeah, in that case, then you have no reason to pull him over. Then you don't know how fast he's going. Then, but regardless, some people are like, well, Tyreek should have done this. To me, Tyreek didn't really do anything wrong, other than speeding. I'm talking about the interactions with the police.
Yeah, he gave up the required documents that are required. Said, give me my ticket and let me get out of here.
He didn't even get to the point of insurance and registration.
Oh yeah.
That didn't even come up. Like, that's how quick this escalated. I think the police officer, and I don't like doing this because it's their livelihood, right? I think he should be fired. This is the first time we've heard about this police officer, and look what had happened. What is he doing on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
With
people who aren't Tyreek Hill.
Exactly.
Who don't fight back.
If this was you or me, we would be in a jail cell probably still.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for a night, maybe two, maybe not still, but a night or two. Definitely would have been released an hour, not even an hour later. But also too, my last point on this, I understand Calais Campbell coming up and trying to. Don't do that. Don't get involved. Keep your distance.
Calais Campbell coming up to you. If you're a cop, you're like, oh. Fuck. Holy shit, he's a fucking giant.
Yeah.
Coming right at me, I'm fucked.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. Don't approach. You can record the police. That's fine. There's nothing illegal about that. You can pull your phone out, you record. You just can't be within a certain distance of them doing official business. Okay? That's it. Just don't do that. Don't do what he did, because that put him in cuffs.
Yeah.
That's why. Also, he was parked illegally when he pulled up in front of Tyreek's car. But regardless, officers should be fired. That's my opinion. And I think the other officers should have some kind of punishment too. I don't know if they should be fired because they didn't have the aggressiveness that this one did, the main one did. But yeah, whoever's running that police department down there should be held accountable, and this officer, the main one, should be fired, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
All right, last thing, real quick. I don't know why you put this in, because this is you thought the Panthers looked bad. This is going to be just a disaster. So, as a Kentucky fan, we get the benefit of playing in the SEC when it comes to exposure and domination when it comes to basketball. We'll see what happens this year. But historically, in basketball, we've dominated the SEC. In football, not so much. And we're going to get, I just said exposed. We're going to get drastically exposed on Saturday when number 1 Georgia visits Lexington. This is going to be bad.
Oof, that's gonna suck.
Really bad. What was it, Georgia and Florida State last year? And it was like 66-3 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
We might not even get 3, to be honest. We looked like dog shit against South Carolina, and that's South Carolina.
Did y'all beat them?
No, we lost.
Oh shit.
31-6.
Oh
yeah.
Shit.
Awful.
Where's I thought y'all were doing like y'all were on the up and up for a little bit.
There was a couple seasons there. Yeah, there was a couple seasons there where we were pretty good. I think it's time to
Move
put
on.
Stoops on the hot seat. I think it's time because you know, of course you're gonna have Georgia, Alabama, LSU. You know, you're gonna have Auburn. You're gonna have those teams up there. They're never gonna go anywhere, right? At least for the foreseeable future.
Right.
What is the ceiling for Kentucky in the SEC when it comes to football? It's the basement ceiling, is what it is. There's
Not
no
making the playoff ever.
No. We were ranked 9th when Will Levis was there. And then that quickly changed when we had to play Georgia, and we got absolutely obliterated. That's what's going to happen this weekend. Do you know what the line is off the top of your head for this game?
I do not.
I can look real quick. Whatever it is, I'm taking the over on whatever the line is. So, Georgia by 24. Yeah, I'll take that.
Oh yeah.
I'll take that. Georgia by 24. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it could be definitely more than that. If you all lost to the Gamecocks by
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in that.
Yep, that'll be good. That'll be good. All right. Anything else?
Nope. Go Vikings.
All right. Well, this was the One Guy, One Seamen podcast. And hopefully we're at full strength. We'll be back Saturday to preview the rest of the NFL games and recap Saturday's college football. We will talk to you then.